Hello, hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Things are good. I'm just, doing my third or fourth session today, actually. So this has been it's been a bit of a busy day, but it's all good. But I like what I do, so that's fine. What you been up to? I see you're playing Hades, if I'm not mistaken.
I was for a bit, yeah. I just got back from eating, actually. I'm to go eat sushi with a friend of mine, catch up.
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah, sushi's great. What do you usually order?
Teriyaki bowl, usually.
Nice. Can't go wrong with a teriyaki bowl. So let's talk. You mentioned that you've been having a bit of a character crisis. I am here
Yes.
to help with that. But I need to know a little bit more about what's going on. So I will let you take it from here.
Yeah, so, I mean, like I mentioned the other time, Mango is Mango's a huge inspiration to how I like to play, or how I would like to play.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I've been playing Falco just because I wanted to pick him up when I was having a bit of a burnout session with Fox, so I can have like a second character just to play and not leave melee on the side. And the more I started playing Falco, the more I started seeing why Mango plays the way he plays.
And
And
why is that?
he plays Fox like Falco. He doesn't play Fox like Fox.
Okay, but what does that
Which,
mean, though?
yeah, it's kind of hard to so he the way he moves with Falco, the way so he likes to take a lot of space from you and suffocate you, but not in a way where it's blindingly fast. It's more in a way where he covers all your options by drifting a lot of aerials.
Yeah, he's outside of like the immediate threat range a lot, right?
Exactly, yeah. He's just outside of the immediate threat range and close enough where he's gonna whiff punish you every single time. And of course he does that with Fox too, but he does it differently. Like if you were to compare his style of Fox with like Cody and Moki, it's very different, very floaty, I guess is what you would say. So I started incorporating a bit more of that play with certain characters that I'm playing against. Like for example, Sheik, Marth, and the floaties, sometimes Fox. And it got me thinking. The more I was also playing Falco, I was like, man, I'm having so much fun with Falco, but I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to drop Fox because then I have to dedicate a lot of time to Falco. But it's like
Well, who do you
this.
have more fun with, though?
That's the thing. I, if you ask me, I don't know. Because there's moments where Fox is fun, but then there's moments where he's so boring because of the bread and butter stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Falco, it's more. I guess you never have a proper bread and butter because you're always playing for the DI essentially.
Sure. I do want
But
to. I do want to ask you about one thing.
hmm
So let me share my screen for a second,
yeah,
because I think that this is code. This is a Cody video. Can you see what's
hmm
on?
yeah,
I want you to look at the way that Cody does his back ears here, like the way he pressures on this last stock. Because that's very Cody, but there's a few things coming up that I think are pretty Mango. Like that Nair is very Mango-esque, I think.
yeah.
These back airs are very Mango-esque. So, like, is that kind of the type of pressure that, like, appeals to you? That you've been, like,
Mm,
picking up from it? Or is it, like, different than that?
nah, it's different.
Okay. Do you have an example from a match? Like, do you have an example from a
Mm,
set that you watched recently that you could, like...
I mean, I could
Like,
probably find.
you were at Pat's house, right? Like, is that where you were
Yeah,
seeing it?
I've always been watching Mango, so like, there's always clips of just little moments of him where he's just floating around, and you're like, what the heck? Like, how did that
Okay.
work? I couldn't find one real quick. Let me look for it real quick.
Sure, I'll look for one, too. Because surely with, like, in Chic Falco, we've got to have some, like, some cool drifty stuff. So that back here was pretty well done. Is it
Let me see.
something like here? Let me just full screen this and we'll slow this down. So yeah, this one. Kind of like this kind of thing. because he's able to like cover. Like he doesn't get the counter hit because J-Mook has good drift too, but like it's kind of the idea of like you're just kind of like you're putting yourself at the peak of your jump and then just kind of like gracefully falling away with the hit.
Yes. Okay. Yes, that's a really good way of saying it.
Yeah, that's like so like that nair there, like the way that it was like at the peak of the jump, and it's not like there's kind of like a like even though it's a frame trap, like it's still got that mango like there's a deliberate effort to kind of like wait as long as possible to like decide what he has to do.
Yeah.
Okay. Whereas the Cody back airs, the difference is that even though the spacing is similar, because he's still keeping outside of all the immediate counter attack range, he's doing them while going up. And that's like, so it's like they're a little bit more aggressive, but like they're a little bit more upfront, but there isn't that same like I'm like observing my opponent quality that like we characterize by Mango. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me ask you. I know that you've put a lot of time into your Fox, but like this is also I also want to kind of put it into perspective. This is also like it's been fairly recently, like about a year, I think, like maybe a little less than a year, around that time that you've started taking the game more seriously, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not like yes, there will be work with like learning Falco, but like, do you really think you can't like learn another character if you like switch mains? Like, lots of people switch in their first year of like serious competition, because like it's not always clear that like what you want in a character with your first one.
Yeah, I think I can. I can definitely pick up Falco if I dedicate the time to it. My fear is that if so for example, let's say I'm dedicating a lot of the time on Falco and I'm not dedicating the time to Fox. If my Falco is not up to par and my Fox level kind of starts degrading, I'm gonna get mad at myself, honestly, because I'm gonna say, you know what, why am I even putting time into this character when I should be putting time into Fox? Like, clearly my Fox is better than my Falco and I'm getting results. Why should I bother switching to another character, bother putting the time in and essentially nerfing myself?
Well, and then if that happens, then that's up to you to answer. Like, it's possible that at that point you decide that I don't want to actually main Falco. You could easily say that, like, you know what, I've put in like 4 months of this, or 6 months, or a year, whatever it winds up being, and this isn't actually for me. But then, well, what happens next? Well, probably you go back to Fox, right?
Yeah.
But then you have a much greater appreciation for the character because you're not like second guessing yourself. You're not like waffling on who you want to play. You know, you have a bit more of a renewed focus or like a better understanding of what you want out of the game. Like, I think that Falco makes a lot of sense if you want to like explore and express yourself while also giving yourself a good shot of being successful. I think that Falco's an excellent character for that. But at the same time, we have to be realistic that Falco is not the best character in the game. It's Fox. Fox is the #1 character for a reason, because he is simply the most efficient character at winning. So in terms of like any character you pick that is not Fox is going to be like an acceptance that winning is not the #1 priority especially if you're already good on Fox. So it just, again, but you might not be aiming to be the literal best player. You might just be aiming to like be the best player you can be on the character you find most enjoyable, and that's a-okay.
Right. And that actually opens it up a lot more than what I thought, because all the points you've mentioned were all the points that I want to say subconsciously have been telling myself, and I've been ignoring it, because it's I don't have a set goal in my melee career. I just want to get good, but I know for a fact that I am not dedicating the enough time to be the #1 player, and I know, and I've accepted that I'm like, you know what, I'm okay with not being the #1 player. I just want to be as good as I can.
You want to be the best guru you can be.
Exactly.
That to me is a very admirable goal. I've been top 10. I was top 10 according to the historians for 4 years. I assure you, it's not all it's cracked up to be.
That sounds kind of sad.
No, like, and so let me
I'm sorry
clarify.
to laugh, but it's like
Let me
sounds kind of
clarify.
sad.
No. Let me clarify. It's
Hmm.
not cracked all it's up cracked. It's not all it's cracked up to be, and I say that as an extremely cynical, bitter person, as you can
Hmm.
tell by how cynical and bitter I sound.
Yeah.
But no, it wasn't what I wanted. Like I valued the learning process, and
Hmm.
I valued like I've always joked with like a lot of the locals here that I became a top player by accident.
Hmm.
Because for me, it's the learning process. It's the understanding the game. It's pulling something apart and like learning
Hmm.
how it works and then putting it back together as something better than it was before. That's what
Right.
gets
Right.
me out of bed in the morning. That's why I do coaching. But it's like this is why this is my dream job. But like the competing isn't those things,
Hmm.
because competing is like like the reach, it is some of those things to a point, but there also reaches a point where it's just constant granular minutia. Like there's a
Yeah.
point where it's just like that like waveland that you're like 96% consistent on. Well, that's 4% of margin that you can make up.
Right.
Like
Right. Right.
and I don't have it. I know that I don't have it in me to explore things with that much monotony. That's why I like working with
Hmm.
people so much, because they're so different.
Hmm.
um I know that that's not it's so for me it's not all it's cracked up to be, just because it's
Hmm.
not what I wanted. And I
Hmm.
didn't figure that out until like very late into my career. Like I thought
Hmm.
I really wanted it. I thought I wanted the gold, the diamonds, the fame, the fortune, like what Mango has, and then I realized I actually don't. Um, and I had to make peace with that. So if you're kind of like again, the experimentation, in my opinion, at this, especially in this early into your like competitive career, I think is
Yeah.
very good, because it gives you a much more well-rounded view of like what you want. Sometimes we don't know what we like until we try it.
Right. And you bring up a really good point about not about knowing what you want and actually being at peace with it, because I mean, even I mean, like I mentioned the last time, playing the game for 10 years, a year ago, officially looking to compete and just get better. I would always tell myself, I want to be on that stage. I want to do. I mean, I want to do what my cousin did, you know. But it's
Yeah.
like I would talk with him, and he would tell me, dude, it's a grind, and not everyone is gonna get there, and you need to understand that it's not always what you want; it's what you're willing to put. If you're not willing to put the time and effort, you need to come to terms that you're not going to be up there. And anyone can say, "Oh no, yeah, I'm going to do the work," but
Everyone
how
likes the
many?
idea of being a top level player until they like submit their matches to me to critique, and all I can tell, and I'm like, all right, you really want to be the best, and they're like, yep, and like your ledge dashes are so bad, and
Yeah,
then they're like,
yeah. There's like so many. Yeah, like my cousin tears apart my games so many times, where it sometimes feels like I don't. It feels like I'm not even improving at this point. Sometimes like he'll tell me like, "Do you need to do this?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm trying." He's like, "Well, try harder." Shit. All right, I'm
no,
sorry. I guess.
he okay. To be fair, he's giving you bad advice. It's not a matter of try harder. If you're
Hmm.
trying to implement something and you understand how it works, the
Hmm.
real solution is so this is my sneaky strategy. This is very trade secrets. I don't care that this is in a video. It's fine. Um,
Hmm.
what you do is you grab the VOD, you watch it back, and you take a look at all of the things that led up to the situation where you were supposed to do the play,
Hmm.
but that you didn't. And then you kind of like take a look at what you like, try to write them. You write them out. So like you get to the moment where you were supposed to do the play. Like let's say you're supposed to up throw up air,
Hmm.
but you have to throw back air instead on Jigglypuff at the wrong percent.
Right.
So what you do is, okay, so I up aired here, but this was, sorry, I back aired here, but this was supposed to be an up air. So
Hmm.
what happened before that? We want to get about 3 or 4 steps before that. So it's like, okay, so I back aired out of an up throw. That's correct. We wanted to up throw here. What led into that up throw? Well, I shined her onto well, she was I grabbed her out of a knockdown. So like I
Hmm.
shined her the step before, and then I got a drill on her.
Yes.
So then what we have done, by then you just kind of read them off in order, and then just kind of like make a mental note to change the last step. Now here's the thing, the
Okay.
cool thing
Okay.
we've done, we've actually created a process for doing the right play. Because trying harder is just not very good instructions. Trying harder is useless. Because all trying harder does is it tells us to bash our head into the wall without telling you that there's actually a door if you just take your head off the glass and go a little bit down to the right.
Yeah.
And the worst part is, trying harder plays a really dirty trick on us. Do you want to guess what that it might be?
It's a very negative connotation, I'm assuming.
Where nope, it's a false positive.
Oh.
Because here's the thing. So, like, the one time that, like, bashing your head into the wall and trying harder works, what your brain does on trying harder says, see, I told you. I told you it works.
I see.
Yeah. And it never even opens the door to the possibility that maybe there was an easier way.
But, by the way, real quick, I exaggerated a bit when he told me that. He didn't say it in those words, but...
He didn't give you a procedure either.
Yeah, he didn't, and I'm like, well, shit, well, I'm out of luck. Like, what do I do here, dude? And he just said, well, you gotta grind, man. I'm like, oh, well, thanks. You know, like, he just gave me a little, like, vague answer, like, here, do this. Okay, well, thanks, I guess.
I have been very vocal about how much I hate how this game is taught. This is... I love Meds I love Meds dearly. He is a friend. He's a colleague. I respect him professionally a great deal, and I hope I can do another session with him soon. But
I hope so too.
He is not a teacher.
He's
not at this.
But I've come to realize, like, you can only teach so much if it's not your comfort zone to teach.
Yeah.
If you're not used to teaching at all, it's gonna be very difficult for you to show what to even teach. So you're just gonna tell them, well, do what I did, but that's not an actual answer to teach.
This is where
if you do what I did, that doesn't help really. That just says, oh, well, I'm gonna copy it. It's like what I did for 9 years. I'm just gonna copy what Meds did. Do you understand what that happened? No, but he did it and it worked, so if I do it, it's gonna work.
Yeah, and the thing is, it worked to a point, and then that's that like false positive, because it reinforces itself, because what it tells you is, like, this was working to a point, so just keep trust in it, just keep doing it. But the thing is, you don't need like effort when you're learning a new skill so much as you need instructions.
Right.
Like, effort matters, sure. But what helps even more than that is a step-by-step. So, like, when you have a play that you're not getting, what I would recommend doing, the most useful thing that I've ever, like, I have tried the whole, like, just force it, just, like, try harder. It's never worked for me, not once, not ever. What has worked is working backwards, writing out the procedure, working backwards to create that, like, step of, like, how the situation unfolded, which then becomes your set of instructions. And then from that, if you continue to have a problem with implementation, then it means your instructions are not good. So what you need to do is you need to then go back and, like, assess, okay, what is wrong with my instructions? What am I not getting here? Are my hands in the wrong spot? Like, am I thinking, like, should this, like, is the problem that I wave dashed and then I was holding forward, so then when I jumped, like, when I grabbed her, my stick was already kind of, like, to the side, so then I didn't up ear, because it's, like, back ear's easier there. Yeah. Like, it's about understanding those things. It gives you, like, things, because what it does is it allows you to then add additional steps, like, grab her, let stick return to neutral while I am C-sticking up to up throw her, and then do the up air. And, like, now we're getting specific, but it allows us to dissect exactly what's happening. So, like, if the initial steps don't like yield the results we wanted, then we can make we can dig into the parts that are not working. We can then understand what's going on with our hands, what's going on with our body, what's going on with our mentality. Like, where is our do we misunderstand where the reaction point is? Does this strategy fundamentally not work, and we're just, like, not seeing it? Like, because sometimes when we're coming up with our own stuff, that can happen. These are all things, like, but until we have a process, we can't break anything down.
Yeah, no, I agree with all this, because there's no guide, essentially. If you don't have a guide, how can you even get to the first step, you know?
Yeah, like how if you don't know the rules of if you don't know the process or like the rules of this interaction, how can we understand what we're doing wrong in it? We don't know the ins and outs of it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I have very boring takes usually, but
No, I mean, if when I mean, I can see why some people can call it boring, but I mean, it's really flat out the truth. Sometimes the truth is boring. Sometimes the truth is harsh. Sometimes it's not boring. Most of the time, it will be harsh or boring, you know. But it's still the truth. It's just facts. It's cold hard facts, is what it is.
Absolutely. So let me ask you here. We're about 20 minutes in. How do you feel? How do you foresee this time being helpful? And like, where are you at right now in terms of this character situation? Like, what's going through your head right now?
Oh man, what's going through my head is.
Okay, no, there's no wrong answers, and if you feel embarrassed, we don't have to put this session up. It's all good. I've done that with other people. It's all good.
It's not embarrassment. It's what's going through my head. It's kind of like it's two conversations. It's like the young me as a melee player, where it's like, oh, I want to do this and I want to do that. I want to play like Mango, etc. And then there's the experienced me, where it's like you can't do that because you're not him. And
No,
it's
you're
just
not.
it's just an internal conflict where it's like, oh, let's play like Mango. Well, that's not how you play, because you don't play like that. You already have your set in stone of way of playing. Oh, but Mango looks cool, but it doesn't matter.
My playstyle changed many times throughout my professional career, and I'd argue that Meds' style has changed a number of times throughout his career. Your playstyle is malleable. It changes based on the needs of the game, and that includes your needs as a player. It is possible that, like, if your playstyle is no longer serving you, if it's no longer getting you out of bed because you want to like something that you want to play, then perhaps it should be revisited.
You know how eye-opening that is. That phrase, how eye-opening it is, because it's like I kept telling myself, no, man, like you can play, your playstyle's cool, dude. It's good and this and that, but it's just how you said. If it's not working right now, you need to revisit it. And maybe it's not for now anymore. Maybe this is just a back then thing. You need to work on a new, change your playstyle up a bit. And there's nothing wrong with changing your playstyle. And that's always been my issue. My issue is just like, well, my playstyle is playing fast and playing fast and playing fast, but I don't need to play fast anymore.
Maybe it's not so much of a you need Falco, but it's just a you need to explore what it's like to play slow with Fox. Maybe Falco is just like an easy, convenient avenue for doing that because he has to play slower. Because that's part of his character. Like, it's baked into him. With Fox, you have a little bit more freedom to do, like, fast or slow. And you've always done fast, but maybe there's a part of you that actually wants to try slow a little bit. Who knows? But the thing is, unless you try something different, and maybe it's Falco, maybe it's just expanding your repertoire with Fox, but unless you try something, you will never know.
Remember how you asked me when I sent you the message about the character crisis, and then you asked me how I felt about it? How it's not really like it's not like I'm pushing away the conflict. It's more like I need to create a space to just be there and accept what it is.
And explore it and understand it, yeah.
Yeah, and then you asked me, like, think about it and see what you understand from that.
Yeah.
I thought about it for, like, from that day to now, and it's exactly what you just said. It's not that I don't need to pick up another character. It's I can just, what my mind is telling me, or what I'm trying to tell myself, but I'm not listening, is that, hey, it's not that you want to play like Mango. It's that you're seeing what Mango's choosing and is working because he's choosing the correct option. And you're thinking, I want that. So it's not more of, I want to play like Mango. It's, he's choosing the correct options. And I realized it. I realized it more now, right now, with the last comment you mentioned. And it's like, holy crap. Because it's, like I said, it's such an eye-opener. But when you're stuck in your own head, it's kind of hard to see it, even if it's right in front of you.
Oh, yeah.
But I think it's just that, really. It's not that I need to pick up Falco. It's that
You need to learn how to play slow. You
I
need to learn how to
play
learn.
slow.
Yeah, you need to learn how to vibe. And honestly, like I said, like I think I said this on, and you know what? That doesn't surprise me because in our first meeting together, I think something you said was that you were trying to like play lamer lately, and like you found it kind of like you found it very rewarding at times. Like there was kind of like something intriguing about it, but then you kind of like went back to playing your more normal aggression. And that always kind of struck me because it was like you were kind of experimenting and vibing with this new play style or like this new play pattern that I hadn't really seen from you. And then like all of a sudden it disappeared. It was almost like you didn't like it or like you thought you weren't supposed to like it. It reminded me of like just it's reminded me of like when I was trying to learn rushdown stuff with Sheik because it's like I was like, God, there's no reason for anyone to just run into our traps if all we do is hang back and wait for them to run into our traps. And then you know, the Sheiks of the age, because this is like a long time ago, 2008, 2009, 2010. Yeah. And like they were like, you're insane, and I was just like, I will be better than all of you. And then with one exception, but
you almost got it. You were there. You were there.
Okay, in my defense, the general consensus was that my Sheik was better than his. It's just that like his Marth was better than me. But like that, I can live with that. My pride can accept that. But
I would accept it too.
Yeah.
You fundamentally, I mean, you showed it. My Sheik's better than yours. You have to counterpick me with the character, not a stage. With the character, so that proves that you're better at the did.
I mean, the bigger thing was that he had to counterpick like Ryan Ford and SFAT and like the whole lot of them with like his Marth, whereas I was just like, I can beat these guys. But like,
you're just better, man.
Well, it was Sheik in like a very for a stretch of time, sure, but I mean, in the end, his Sheik was ultimately better. But like again, the whole thing is like there was a lot of people telling me that like, no, you're not supposed to do this, but I did it anyway, and it was very rewarding. And I don't see why this can't be the same. And like, I never forgot that Sheik is supposed to use her defense. Like again, that's still a core part of my style, and it was still a core part of the character. But it can be the same. I don't see why this can't be a similar experience for you. Where it's like you learn how to slow things down, and then you can. The great thing about already being fast is you can always pick it up later if like the flow of combat suggests that there is an advantage to doing so.
What's if Meds listens to this video, he's gonna smack me when he hears me.
No, he's not, because I'm gonna tell him not to.
No, watch. What I'm about to say next. Yeah, it there's a reason. There's a reason for me to just get smacked in the back of the head.
Why?
Meds told me that. He told me. I think last year or maybe a year and a half ago, he told me, you don't need to play fast all the time anymore. Now it's about picking your options. You can slow down tremendously and explode with your speed because you already have the speed. Now you need to learn how to just pick your option, pick your spot, and say, you know what, like this is a good spot. Play slow here, bait it, and just pick up the pace when you see an opening. The exact same thing that you told me, where it's like, it's not like I'm forgetting how to play fast. I'm not forgetting how to play fast. What he was telling me is, you know, pick your spot, play it slow, and the moment you see the opening, pick up your speed again, like how you always played.
Yeah, but you might not have been ready to hear that because again, like a year ago, you had just made the decision that you want to explore the game more competitively and more seriously. So like you might not have been at the point where you're really ready to like. You were still like when you came to me, you were still like trying to understand like fundamental things about punish. Like you were still getting a lot of your basics down. So to then like suggest that you then do like a massive style overhaul on top of all that, I can see that being really, really something that there'd be a lot of pushback to in your brain.
Yeah.
So it's not, I don't see why he would smack you over that. Like there's a time, like time and place. Sometimes we're just not ready for the advice that we need like a few months from now or like a year from now, you know? Just because our situation is different.
Yeah, this was an eye opener for real.
What surprised you?
Acceptance, not just accepting, acceptance of the whole thing. Accepting that maybe it's time to just change my style and that it's okay to do so, and that just because I changed my style doesn't mean that I'm abandoning how I used to play. It's
Yeah.
going to get thrown back in there.
Entertain. You know what? I agree. And here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna explore some of this concept. So I've given you my spectator code. Are you near your Are you near your setup right now?
Yeah, let me go ahead and get this set up.
Perfect. You are going to entertain me and talk me through some of the ideas you have about slow play and what you want to like expand upon. And then we'll see if we can apply some of this in unranked together.
All right.
Because again, and know what? The reason we're picking unranked is because there's no stakes with unranked. Because like it's not like ranked where we can lose points. This is This is a space for experimentation. So we can find that balance. Like this is a really good avenue for finding that balance of like the offense and defense that we want and the tempos that we want. Cool, huh?
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. Okay. So I connected already. It shows when I'm. It should show when I'm in a game, right? It should.
Yeah.
All right.
I've got it loaded. I see like your name in the top, so it looks like it's like we should be gravy. Do you have any textures or stuff?
Oh, I am using NMLA. Is that gonna change anything?
Well, are you in a match?
I can go to the default one. Yeah, I'm in a match.
Okay, so I'm not seeing it, and I think it's probably the textures.
Oh, okay. I'll change it.
Yeah, no worries. These things happen. Because yeah, I have a feeling that mine isn't able to like replicate because of that. So then once we like you'll need to rebroadcast once you've like reset everything. And then yeah, just let me know when that's happened and we'll be good.
Yeah, let me just go ahead and switch to the other skin, or sorry, to the regular one.
Sounds good.
All right, I'm on the regular one now.
Perfect. And let me just go back to spectate, refresh, watch, and hopefully this works. If this doesn't work, then we'll just use the Discord direct.
Yeah, sounds good.
But I think this will be fine.
Okay. All right, I'm in a game now.
Okay, I don't see it yet, but we'll give it a second. I can see you. We're good.
Awesome.
Color change?
He just left.
Ah.
I'm willing to give my color, but
I'm not.
You.
Okay, so Falcon. So talk to me about what being slow would be against him.
Kind of. Actually, with him, I don't really know.
So I will tell you what I told Rich, because like Rich is a fox from I think Norway, and he's very good.
Okay.
You want to be the mountain. So once you're outside of Falcon's like in place nair, you want to like that is where you're like where your fox is most deadly, because if you're just outside his like in place nair, there's very little Falcon can do without committing to a movement. So once you're in that spot, you can either control him for like coming forward with your like powerful nair and like your back air and your up tilt and your up smash. Like you've got the goods. Like you see what I mean?
Okay.
See how it's so irritating for him once you're there? And then like you want to stay closer to him? Yeah, you see how where you were when his nair just missed you? That's the magic spot. And then the other magic spot is if you're far away from him, you want to be just barely outside the knee from downtown zone. So So like you want to like play, it's kind of like fighting ice climbers in Luigi, where it's like you're outside Luigi's forward tilt, except in this case it's Falcon's nair, or you're at the edge of his wave dash. Those are two like, and you're teasing like the guy going into it and moving out of it, and those are kind of the magic spots.
Okay.
How does this feel like overall? I know you're stronger than this person, but like the positioning side, like when you're in the good spots, like how does it feel from your side?
It feels like I'm available for anything.
Yeah,
because I'm not too far away. I'm right, like you said, I'm right within his range.
Yeah. So know what I would say? You don't even have to dash dance that much. It can actually be good, like empowering to just stand still, or just like hold your ground. Yeah. And then like use your aerials and like stuff, but like you don't have to like commit to like long dash motions. See how much control you have?
Okay.
wave dashing down, wave dashing like to get your up tilts online, or like in place using your back air to like wall a zone and then like land in a good spot. That can also be good. So he just called us out with an overshoot. That's okay. So we just make a note of that. Now we're like in the part of the game where we can start like making like reads based on his like commitments, because he has to commit in that spot because of the pressure that we put on with our position, right?
Right.
So like now we know that he's willing to come forward with like risky options like down air and raptor boost.
Okay.
So now we can use that. So like you've been telling me that you want to like slow down and like learn to how to make the right move. This is one way that you can do it, just through your footing.
Oh, okay.
Does it make sense? Or does it
Yeah. No, it's making sense. It's kind of hard for me to
No, it's all good. Like
and then play. It's like, because I'm trying to implement exactly what you're saying.
No, don't try so hard. Remember, it's all about the process. It's all about the flow steps. So like just think about like just visualize what it looks like and then just trust that your hands will do it, and if they don't, we'll tackle it. It's fine. Did you hit that cheater angle without a notch?
Before I got notches, yeah. Not as consistent though.
Oh no, but you have notches.
Yeah, I have notches right now.
Good. I'm very pro notches. Like I figure if we're allowing the box, then like we might as well allow notches.
I'm pro notches. I've always been pro notches because I liked it, but
This guy is like not happy.
Yeah, he's like, nope, I'm out.
He's like, I haven't been able to play for 5 minutes. Like, I'm out of here.
I shut him down without doing anything. That's the crazy part. That's the thing where my mind never truly wrapped around. Yeah. Oh my god. Speaking of Mango, when I was talking with Meds about him playing, we were talking about how suffocating he is, how much pressure he puts and how much space he takes away.
People people get the wrong idea with him, and like it pisses me off. I I have fought that bitch like so many times, and he does not play aggressively. All he does is just wait outside the frickin' like immediate out of shield range and then like punish you. And like granted, I'm an idiot for attacking him, but like that's all he does. And then occasionally when he gets close to you, he'll deign to like throw a frame trap your way. And it's like, okay, yeah, you're real cool, dude. Like, whatever. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh, man. That's the first time I hear you like this. That's great.
Hey,
I mean, you've played him a lot, so I can see your frustration.
He's whipped me every time, and, like, it's fine. Like, he's really good, but, like, he's not, like, nearly as... Like, I don't think he's quite as aggressive. He's very aggressive, but he's not quite as aggressive as people make it sound, I think. Because, like, the thing about him is that, okay, so imagine Falco's out of if Falco's shielding, imagine his out of shield options as being, like, his up smash, his shine, his rising short up down air, and rising short up nair and back air. So what Mango does is he just kind of, like, he hits your shield and then runs out of the range of those things, or, like, or lands outside of the range of those things, and then just, like, lets you hang yourself. Like, if you try that on this guy, I'm pretty sure you'll, like, clobber him. Like, just try, like, honestly try it. Just, like, graze the edge of his shield, like, low with, like, a back air or, like, nair or something. And then, like, just see what he does.
Alright. If he shields, I'm aim for that.
Yeah. But yeah, like, low-spaced aerial is kind of, like, the Mango. Like, that's really the defining thing in his pressure. See how, like, see how safe that is? Like, there's no chance of reversal.
Yeah, I see now.
And that was, like,
it's so low.
It's low and spaced. Like, it's the two, like, best, like, it's the two things that, like, both, like, contribute to offensive safety, and he's doing both of them. Like, and what, the funny thing is you used your shine, but that's when you got counter hit for doing that. Even with that dash attack, because you finished far away from him, you didn't get punished for it. Like, you could have, but, like, it's still... The shine, despite its efficiency, that's when that's when he was able to get you. So, like, I would say, like, yeah. So that one we just missed his shield. Like, we missed his shield and missed an L cancel, I think. But, like, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like low spaced aerial is just like low spaced aerial goes crazy.
Just hearing you vent, it's just.
No, I'm not venting. Like I do this. Like
I know. Okay, sorry. Vent might have been the wrong word, but the way you showed your emotions.
Oh
Was
no,
like,
I'm
no,
in
he's
gamer.
not fucking aggressive.
No, I'm in gamer mode right now. Like
I love it.
it's rare to get me in gamer mode when I'm like in a professional environment, but I am in gamer mode right now, and it's fine.
I love it because it shows your, I mean, just how passionate of the game, like on the game you are.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I love this game. I wouldn't play it for 20 years if I didn't love it. Like
True.
I guess if you don't count my break, it's like 15, but like it's fine. Who's counting? He missed that? Oh my god! Kill this man! All right, let's fight him more. This is a good level for us because we're stronger than him, I think, but like he's not free, so he's a good like level to like try things out on. So let's try to like pay attention to when he's shielding versus not shielding for defense, and see if we can figure out any habits there. And then for Falco, the way we shut him down is, it's kind of like our full hop like prevents him from running and dashing in, but it's bad versus his laser. But it's like not good versus lasering. So, and then against lasering, we kind of like want to go to like platforms and position ourselves above him so we can kind of like suss out like things. Or yeah, we just kind of like get the arc perfectly. That's fine too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's good. That's good. Try not to double jump. Like if the opponent is like outside of your full hop out of shield range, try not to like use your double jump to like make up for like them moving away from it. Because that usually just means they're baiting it.
Okay.
Because like if we're in our shield, one big way that we slow down pressure, like slow down the game and like play more safely, is just wave dashing out of shield. If the opponent's close to you, I understand going for shines because like shine is broken. Like it's not broken, but it's like really good. But wave dash is so good, like I almost need a reason not to go for it. You see how like you just like reset neutral and just got a hit?
Yeah.
Like, Fox is, like, insane at neutral. Like, the more we force the opponent to play neutral with us, like, the better we're off. Like, the more miserable their life becomes.
Okay.
This guy's picking it up. That's good. That maybe he's tougher than I thought, but that's okay. Again, the purpose of these matches isn't to win every one, it's to try new ideas. Okay. So what was that jab? What happened with that jab?
It might have been an up tilt.
That looked like an up tilt. Let's keep fighting this guy.
Yeah, I might have just missed the input.
Okay, so how comfortable are you with out of shield timings?
With out of shield timings?
Yeah.
With Fox, pretty comfortable.
I mean, like, against other characters.
Oh, like they
doing them.
Like their auto shield options, you mean?
No, like when they hit your shield, how comfortable are you with like moving out of shield?
Oh, pretty comfortable.
Okay, cool. I've seen a few misses, so I'm just like curious, but it could just be like net play connection, yada yada yada. So I'm just yeah.
For the most part, pretty comfortable. It's, right now, I don't know.
Then take a deep breath. And try to, like, identify what the emotion you're feeling is. And then just say it out loud, so we can process it and move on.
I'm just hyper-focused, I'm gonna be honest.
Okay, that's okay. Let's try, like, easing up, though. Let's try to, like, try less hard. Just as an experiment. We're just going to trust that our hands know what they're doing, and we're going to have some fun with this guy playing a little slower.
Okay.
Like, trying the new ideas out, playing slower.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Falco's weakness is above and in front of his head.
Above and in front of his head?
Yep. Because his up tilt and back air hit above and behind him, right? And then his down air and nair hit in front of and below him.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So he's just got... His only move that hits that spot really effectively is his up smash, and if we have Falco up smashing, we're happy.
Right.
Yep. Because it's a really laggy move, and he's not as fast at, like, moving out of the way after he misses as we are. He also is very susceptible to anti-airs in general. Because he jumps so much.
No.
That's all good.
I missed my shield.
Remember, anti-airs. Back air counts as an anti-air. But yeah, he's very up smashable and up tiltable a lot of the time.
Hold on, give me 1 second.
No problemo.
Sorry about that.
No, it's all good. Again, this is your time. Whatever you need to do with it, it's all good. But yeah, let's play this guy some more. He's very anti-airable. So this is another way that you can get, like, this is more of like a Leffen style thing. And I know that's he's not everyone's cup of tea, but like you see how much he jumps just to function, and how he's like misses attacks on the ground, like up tilt. A lot of those, if you can sniff them out, are very susceptible to like your up smash and up tilt. Nice. Clean. And that's the thing about like jumping characters in general. Like a lot of times. Oh, I love how you've got. Oh, let's go. Guru combo. Let's go. I have that. I know you probably could have hit that before, but I think that like the way you hit it was like cleaner than you would have done it previously. like the actual inputs of that combo, like I'm sure I've seen you do like the pieces of that together. Also, nice delay on that. I don't know if that was intentional, but that was sick.
Yeah, intentional.
That's so sick. I love that you go for those. This guy's probably just like, what the hell? He's probably like, what the hell? No, calm down. Like, Ruby Iris or whoever. Like, it's just like, it's Fox's counter pick. It's fine. These things happen. And then you're going to 4-stock him next game on Pokemon Stadium. And he's going to be like, God, just like, I hate this character. It's so fun. Piece of It's like, GG's, I was playing so bad. Like, whatever.
No.
Oh my god, that was a really cool idea. I'm a nerd, so I would have definitely nared or back aired, but like that was such a sick idea.
Believe me, that was supposed to be a back air.
Okay, you know
that was
what?
not intentional, but I was gonna go for it.
You know what? Once you're in the moment, like once it happens, you might as well, right? You know?
Yeah, usually like I want to say that one of my not strengths, but one of the things that I'm pretty good at is picking up on my mistakes. Usually, like right there with that drill, I'm pretty sure I would have cleaned it up somehow. I recognize that I flub a lot, so I'm like, oh well, I gotta be ready for my mistake. That way, in case I do mess up, like I'm already anticipating it, which is probably not a good way of thinking it. I probably
you don't
should be thinking of
you shouldn't
messing up.
You shouldn't be thinking of any of that because none of it helps you play better.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, you're just going to do what happens in the moment. And the moment, like, if you have to make a mistake, you don't make tons of mistakes. Like, you make some, but, like, again, you're the most... There's a difference between, like, mistakes, I think, that, like, matter and actual mistakes. Like, a lot of, like, okay, so if I nair accidentally, instead of back airing in my pressure string with Fox, like, when I'm drifting back, like, it doesn't really matter, you know what I mean? Like, as long as I hit the L cancel and the shine, it's like, whatever, these things happen. The ones that really matter are, like, you know, the ones that are costly. And, you know, those ones are usually pretty, but, like, we don't really know what's going to be a costly mistake versus a not costly mistake before, like, in advance. So,
Right.
It doesn't make sense to plan around them anyway. That was a sick angle. Let's go. Oh, that was a good idea.
I was gonna read. I read wrong. I read that he was gonna tech to the left.
Why go for the read? Why not just, like, up smash? Because even if you're wrong on the up smash, like, you'll probably just hit him with the back leg, right? Like, with the reaction. Like, if you RTC, but, like, prioritize the, like, tech in place. If you're wrong, you probably just hit, like, one of the outcomes with the backswing anyway. So you're totally fine.
Yeah, it's something that I definitely do need to adjust a bit, where it's less on reads and more on just getting the secure punish.
So the thing about that is that it's not, like, you're right, but again, let's not just, like, do it's about focusing, it's about footing, right? Because if we don't give ourselves the right footing for those, like, for that play, then it doesn't matter if we're trying to hit it or not. So if you wanted to hit, like, that up smash, what do you, like, think a more useful thing would be visualize what it would look like to be in position to react. Think about how you'd have to get onto the platform, and then do that next time.
Okay.
That looks so much better. Right? Because we thought about how it would look like if we go up there, and then we just murdered him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, so much of this game just comes down to process. If you have a like, it's so, like, there's so many ways to do things. A lot of times it's just, like, making sure you have a method to do them. It doesn't matter if it's the best one, as long as it works. Because, like, yeah, there's, like, a lot of playstyles that are definitely not 100% efficiency with the character, but, like, they persist because they're meta choices. Like, we've despite our sincerest efforts, like, by the best minds in Europe, like, we have never been able to get rid of the Bulldozer Peach. The Rambo in with like, dash attack and down smash, like, there's always a B-Bats. Like, we can't get rid of them.
Right.
And it's because, like, when you're, like, fighting, like, Peach fundamentally is a zoner who, like, eventually unlocks, like, close range tools when she gets in on people. But then that means, like, she's setting up against players that, like, have structured their game plan around, like, a certain amount of incremental damage that they gain from, like, punishing her for her setup with projectiles and stuff. What the Bulldozer Peach does is it calls them out more.
Oh, okay.
Because, like, basically, like, it's the slant in it. It's not that B-Bats doesn't use turnips or anything at all. It's just that, like, his slant is so heavily tuned towards forward motion because those are the types of things that punish, like, people for overextending into the setup onto the more traditional float and turnip types.
Mm-hmm.
So as a result of this, he winds up being a good call for the meta, but winds up being weaker versus other things. It's like, and every character has, like, something like that. It's why we can't get rid of the forward smash Marth. Like,
yeah,
because, like, if you're always playing around the grab, then you're probably doing things that run into forward smash because you're jumping around it, you're dashing away further than it, like, and all of a sudden overshoot forward smash looks godlike. So it's like there's always an offbeat meta style, so it doesn't really matter, like there is an efficiency requirement, but it doesn't ever have to be perfect because perfect changes all the time based on the needs of the meta anyway. So it just has to work, really.
Well, okay.
Cool, huh?
As long as it works, it's okay.
As long as it does the job, like, and you know what? The needs of the job might become more refined and increase as time changes. But we cross that bridge when we get to it. It should not stop you, especially in 1 year into your competitive career. It should not stop you from like doing the things you want to do and trying the things you want to try. Oh yeah, is Arizona gonna have a major this year?
Major? I don't know. Normally we don't have majors. We have like regionals though.
Well, I mean, I like you, and I like Spicy because like he helped us with the Nest tournament. Jordan helped as well, and then we also have Meds. So like, I think that like yeah, if you guys have a regional, maybe I'll come to it because I've been thinking about traveling to a tournament, but I haven't figured out where I want to go.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
that'd be actually really awesome.
I think it would be cool because yeah, like Meds is one of the big people who like kind of helped me start this. Like, I don't know if I would have as much business as I have if it weren't for him just like having such a for him just like being a goddamn champ and like having such a phenomenal like performance at Genesis.
He had an amazing run at Genesis.
And then he like
I get chills.
And he followed it up with like at his next like big tournament like Pat's house. He followed it up with a top 8. Like he's playing so hot. It's so sick to see.
Who did I talk with? I talked with someone else about how Joey. I talked to Joey about Meds' sudden run, and even he agrees that there's a huge chance that he's gonna be ranked. That he could be ranked really high if he just continues like on the path where he's at. Like. He's not.
Oh yeah, top 20 is like top 20 is like a real like consideration right now.
Yeah.
Like cuz he's got yeah.
Jamuk has been talking about it too, how he has the skill to be even higher than top 20.
Oh yeah. No, Meds is nasty. But he's no Guru. Like Guru going to take the world by storm.
That is my goal. or die trying.
He's gonna be the best guru he wants to be.
Yes.
Like, and the thing is, maybe that's better than Meds. Maybe it's as good as Meds. Maybe it's not. Like, maybe it's more of a stylistic thing. The thing is, like, this game offers you a lot of ways to be successful, and like we could I would say that like the one thing that always stops people from improving at this game is when how they see reality, the reality of the game distorted. So like if they're not seeing the game for what it is to them, and the game for what is going on in like if they don't like see what's really going on. If reality is distorted, and if they're especially if they're the one contributing that distortion and they won't let go of it, that is what stops people from improving. Like that's kind of why I stopped improving. And, like, for me, thank God. Because, like, I didn't actually want to be the best player, but I wanted to be good. And I think that, like, once I started getting that, and I let go of my pride, like, that's when I started getting good again. But then I kind of knew I was done with Sheik because I just didn't want to play her anymore. And then that was, like, a new, like, whole thing to deal with. But, yeah. Like, players change. They're people. Like, players are people at the end of the day, and people change. It's just how we are.
Mentality, everything just changes. Like I said, when I was playing Melee, I was like, I want to be up there. I want to be where Mango's at. I want to be where Mango, HBox, Armada. I want to be on top 8, etc. And now that I'm playing and learning, now I just want to be the best that I can be.
If you want to be the best, that's all good too. But like, if it's just like again, enjoy the discovery process. You don't have to figure out everything tonight. That's the other thing. It's, huh?
Yeah, baby steps, as Meds has told me.
On that one, Meds and I completely agree. All right, let's close this out with a win.
Yeah.
Oh, that short hop was sick. Let's go. Falco not too obvious back air challenge? Impossible!
No.
Oh no, it's fine.
That's not fine. I believe that's
Okay.
no.
Oh, we almost had him. Okay, we are at time, and I'm just gonna pretend we won that one. But whoever that incredibly talented Falco was. Yeah. So how are you feeling about your plight that you walked in with? Like, how are you feeling since we talked? And yeah, are you feeling a little like what's going on upstairs?
I'm feeling way better. Like I said, going into it, I was feeling very conflicted because it was just about I didn't truly realize that it's about accepting that it's okay for my style to change. But now that we've talked about it, you brought up really good points overall. Now I'm okay, and I've accepted the fact that change is good. Change is not bad. Change is actually good, and change will definitely help me out because I'm not forgetting my past. I'm simply adding more stuff, and I can bring back what I know from the past, which is my speed, whenever I want, to better help me out. So it's not about
Don't sacrifice your
conflict.
future to keep your don't sacrifice your future just because your past told you to. There's a lot of exactly like, and the thing is, like, the wonderful thing about change is it's one of the ways that we know that we're growing. So yeah, I count on you to keep. I don't know when our next session will be, but can I count on you till I see you next time? Can I count on you to keep growing?
No, of course. Believe me, I've been wanting to like do another session, but I was just like, I'm gonna give it time. I'm gonna give it time. I'm gonna give it time. But I realized like the more I was having conflict with this, I'm like, no, I need him to pick up my brain for a bit. I need to see why I'm thinking this way. But
For sure.
no, it helped a lot.
Amazing.
And, I mean, it's. I was just gonna say, I mean, I can see it already because I can bring out my speed whenever I want, and I can still play to the way I want to play now in this very moment, which is basically how we were just practicing around the danger zone without actually getting hit. And I'm excited. I'm excited again. I'm not conflicted. I'm actually excited again.
Good. I'm gonna let you go then because I do want to eat dinner. But this was lovely. Yeah, say hi to Meds for me, I guess, if you see him. But
Yeah,
aside, and if he smacks you, I will have words for him. Because as we've discussed, there is nothing wrong with being given advice you were just not ready for.
Yes, just the wrong time.
Exactly. Take care, Guru.
Awesome. You too.